Let's focus on the next management, Greenply Industries. That's the one in focus. Mr. Manoj Tulsian, the MD and CEO of the company, joins us on the show. Hi, Mr. Tulsian. Good morning and always good to speak to you. But let's focus on the largest part of your business, the plywood business. I think earlier you were guiding for around 8 to 10% volume growth in that business, with margins headed towards double digits. Do you hold on to that guidance?
Morning, Nigel, once again. And, it's always a pleasure to talk to you and be on the show. Yes, as I said last time also, in the long run, for sure, we can move to double digit. But in the near run, there are a lot of headwinds, which is there. The raw material prices continues to move upward. And that has put a lot of pressure in terms of, passing on to the market. But this year, most of the plywood manufacturers have again increased the price. So we have also taken a price increase in Q1, but that was in June. So the effect of the same would be visible in Q2 and onwards. And if needed, looks like we might have to take another price increase in the next quarter.
Okay, all right. But don't you think that will impact the volume? Or do you think that demand is strong enough that even with the price hike you've taken and the other price hike that you're looking at, you can still do 8 to 10% at least? Demand strong enough?
See, last year there was a lot of resilience, and you will see most of the plywood players have actually not taken any price increase. But if you see from last year, from April to this year, April, May, the timber prices have almost gone up by 20%. So whatever we could have done, or most of the players in the plywood industry could have done, internally have done. And now everyone understands that this pass on is very much important. So I think this is an industry-wide thing which is happening. So ultimately the consumers will accept the same. In terms of volume, 8% volume growth basis, what we have done in the past is something which is very much doable. In good times, we can actually do better also. But 8 to 10% is something which is sustainable.
Okay. Mr. Tulsian, good morning. The blockbuster performance was in the MDF segment for you in the quarter gone by. So two things. One, how's pricing looking? Will you consider price increases there as well in the current quarter? Is there need for it? And second, I think you're guiding for 16% margins here for the full year.
So Prashant, if you really see, we have already done more than 16% margin in Q1. Last quarter, we were at around 12% odd. So we have improved significantly. In terms of further improvement in margin is something which is will be determined by the industry. We did a lot of improvement in the operating efficiencies, which we have been speaking last year, because last year was our first year. So this year we knew that as the plant stabilizes, there will be a lot of operating efficiencies which will play internally in terms of the production side. Those are the things which is now benefiting us in terms of taking the margin to 16% plus. We are very confident that this 16% plus in the given environment, without any price increase or something, is doable and possible. If the industry players, like I said in plywood, if in MDF also the industry players looks at price increase, then possibly we'll have an incremental improvement in the margin also.
The 16% is a given, you're saying, Mr. Tulsian. Got it. Just to go back to plywood for a bit, you're saying that the inflation in timber prices was as much as 20%. How much is the price hike you've already done this year? And what is the additional price hike you are hoping to take? Because I think guidance is that you'll hit double-digit margins in the plywood segment. So are you on track for that? What's the quantum of the price hike you'll need to do?
No, Surabhi, just a small correction. I think what the guidance from my side was that 10% in plywood business is a doable margin.
Right.
But this year, in my initial guidance, we had spoken about 8 to 10% volume growth, and margins may or may not expand during this year. Okay, because I knew that during this year, the timber prices either will stabilize at the current level or it may further go up. So, there is a pressure on plywood business in terms of taking the price increase. Coming back to your next question, last quarter, we have taken almost a price increase of around 1.5 to 2%. If needed, we might take another hike of 2% in Q3.
All right, we'll leave it there, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Quick conversation, but punchy stuff and good sort of guidance. Stock ended 10% higher after, of course, the earnings beat, and the market's, of course, liking what they've heard.